So, how did modern Germany even happen? It's wild to think about, but for 1,000 years, it was chaos, a story of conflict, and this long, long search for what it even meant to be Germany. We're going to unpack that whole incredible journey right now. Let me just start by asking you this. What if a country just wasn't a country for like 900 years? I mean, really think about that. You've got the people, you've got the language, you've got a shared culture, but no single nation to call your own. That, right there, is the entire story of Germany in a nutshell. All right, so to really get this, you've got to picture early Germany less as a country and more like, yeah, an unfinished puzzle. And this is really the core of it, right? For most of history, Germany was just an idea. People spoke German, they had a similar culture, but if you looked at a map, there was no Germany. It was more like a suggestion, a geographic area, just a whole mess of puzzle pieces that refused to fit together. So what did this puzzle actually look like on the ground? Well, for centuries, the whole scene was dominated by this one massive, sprawling entity, the Holy Roman Empire. I mean, the name itself, the Holy Roman Empire, it sounds so impressive, right? But there's this great old joke usually credited to Voltaire that just nails it. It was neither holy nor Roman nor an empire. And that's because all the local princes and dukes and bishops were constantly pushing back against any kind of central power. The emperor had this amazing title, but not a lot of actual muscle to back it up. And just to give you an idea of how complicated this was, get this. At its peak, we're talking about over 300 independent states. 300! You had kingdoms, duchies, teeny tiny principalities, free cities, all with their own rulers, their own laws, their own agendas. So a unified nation? Yeah, not even in the same ballpark. And, just in case things weren't messy enough, the 16th century rolls around and throws the Protestant Reformation into the mix. This wasn't just about religion, not at all. It was about power. Princes started picking sides, Catholic or Protestant, and that led to absolutely brutal conflicts, like the 30 Years' War, which just ripped the German-speaking lands to shreds. So the big question is, how in the world did these hundreds of scattered pieces ever become one single country? The answer isn't pretty. It wasn't through speeches or handshakes. It was forged in war. And that brings us to the man of the hour, the single most important person in this whole story, Otto von Bismarck. He was the Chancellor of Prussia, and he was a master of what they called realpolitik, basically political realism. He had zero time for fancy speeches and debates. He knew only one thing would unite Germany: force. His famous line says it all: the great questions of the day, they'll be decided by iron and blood. And boy, did he mean it. He basically engineered 3 quick, smart, decisive wars. His whole game plan? First, kick Prussia's main rival, Austria, out of the picture. Then, unite all the smaller German states by giving them a common enemy to fight, and he found the perfect one in France. With every single victory, Prussia got stronger, and that dream of a unified Germany got a little bit closer. And you know what? It worked brilliantly. In 1871, and you gotta love the irony here, they proclaimed the new German Empire in the Hall of Mirrors at the Palace of Versailles in France. The puzzle was finally solved. After hundreds and hundreds of years of being divided, Germany was finally one powerful country. But this unity, this powerful new nation, it didn't usher in an age of peace, not even close. In fact, it set the stage for some of the absolute worst catastrophes the world has ever seen. Think about it, less than 50 years after it was born, this new German empire, with all its industrial power and big ambitions, helped drag all of Europe into World War I. And it was an absolute disaster. It ended with Germany's total defeat, the empire completely collapsed, and a feeling of just deep, bitter humiliation. And that chaos, combined with crippling war debts and just total economic despair in the 1920s, well, it created the perfect breeding ground for extremism. It was that desperation that ultimately allowed Adolf Hitler to be appointed chancellor in 1933, and that set Germany on a path to a kind of horror that's hard to even comprehend. And we all know where that path led. In 1939, the invasion of Poland kicks off World War II. The Nazi regime carries out the systematic murder of 6 million Jewish people and millions of others, and the Holocaust, a crime so horrific it's almost beyond words. that dream of a strong, unified nation had twisted into an absolute totalitarian nightmare. So, after total defeat in 1945, Germany's story takes another crazy turn. The country that had fought for centuries to become one single nation was now, literally, forcefully split in two. The winners of the war, the Allies, just carved it up. You had West Germany, democratic, capitalist, friends with the US and the West, and then you had East Germany, communist, authoritarian, and completely under the thumb of the Soviet Union. The famous Iron Curtain of the Cold War, it ran straight through the heart of Germany. And this split lasted for more than 40 years. It felt permanent, like this was just how the world was going to be. And then came one single world-changing year, 1989. People were just desperate for freedom. Peaceful protests started sweeping across East Germany, and then, on one historic night in November, the biggest symbol of that entire division, the Berlin Wall, it was breached. It didn't come down because of a war. It came tumbling down because the people willed it. And it happened fast. Less than a year later, the two Germanys officially became one again. I mean, think about that journey. 1,000 years of being scattered pieces, then unification forged in violence, then being torn apart by the Cold War. And now, finally, Germany was one single, peaceful, democratic country. So, that leaves us with one last thing to think about. From a crazy puzzle of tiny states to an empire of iron and blood, from total war and horror to being split in two and then reborn peacefully. What an incredible, turbulent history. And it makes you wonder, right? After a whole millennium of just chaos, has the Germany we know today finally found